Welcome to Sabbath School Lesson Key Points. Lesson 7, Practical Prayer. Memory text, trust in Him at all times, you people, pour out your heart before Him. God is a refuge for us. Psalm 62 verse 8. Our journey begins with a simple but beautiful image, a branch and a vine. For any plant to grow and flourish, it must constantly draw nourishment from its source. In the same way, prayer is the constant connection between you and Jesus, the living vine. Without this daily, fervent, expectant communication, we lose our spiritual strength. We are invited not just to pray in emergencies, but to make prayer the very atmosphere of our lives. The path of faith often leads through dramatic peaks and low valleys. Just ask the prophet Elijah. After a spectacular victory on Mount Carmel, where God answered with fire, Elijah found himself exhausted and afraid. In a moment of physical and mental weariness, he let fear overcome his faith, and he ran into the wilderness, deeply discouraged. But here's what's amazing. God did not meet his discouragement with a rebuke. Instead, God came with tenderness, providing food and rest, enough to sustain Elijah for 40 days. And when God finally revealed himself, not through a powerful wind, not an earthquake, not a fire, but through a still, small voice. This reminds us, even when we feel completely overwhelmed, God knows exactly what you need, and we must learn to be still enough to hear His voice. But let's be honest, there are times when it feels like God hasn't heard your prayers for years. The story of Hannah teaches us how to navigate these silences. She prayed with bitterness of soul for a child, persisting even when no answer seemed to come. We learn that waiting can actually deepen your walk with God, because waiting teaches you to trust His timing, not your own. So when answers seem delayed, check your motives, search for any hidden sin, and keep believing. Trust that God sees the big picture, and He will provide grace enough for every situation. The disciples once watched Jesus pray, and they made a simple request. Lord, teach us to pray. Isn't that beautiful? Jesus showed them that prayer should never be a show, no fancy words, no performance. Instead, He modeled a prayer of simple, everyday language, straight from the heart. Through the Lord's Prayer, He gave us a simple framework. Acknowledge God's holiness, surrender to His will, ask for daily bread, seek forgiveness, and request protection from evil. This model invites you to turn your face to God each morning and simply talk to the one who loves you most. Now, look at the life of Daniel. His story shows that prayer is more than just a shopping list of requests. A vibrant prayer life is a full conversation, with 4 parts. First, praise. Adore God for His magnificent character, your Redeemer, your Savior. Second, confession. Let God's presence show you where you fall short, not to shame you, but to shape you, to make you more like Him. Third, requests. Bring your real challenges to Him, your family, your work, your health. Place them in His hands. Fourth, thanksgiving. Say thank you for the constant mercies, the ones you so often take for granted. You might ask, why pray if God already knows everything? Here's the answer. Prayer does not bring God down to you. Instead, it brings you up to Him. It invites you to pause, right in the middle of your busy life, and remember that He is in control. Prayer and faith work together. It's a divine science. You believe you have received what He promised, and then you live like it's true. Whether you are alone, with your family, or gathered with your church community, prayer is the lifeblood of your relationship with God. When you talk more about Jesus, and less about yourself, you will experience more of His light and His presence. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and other social media channels at Valley View University Church. God bless you. Shalom.